who are like 4 and 5 and they don't want to brush their teeth, right? And then all of a sudden their cool auntie is dating a guy who's got like a rad fucking mohawk and he rides a motorcycle and you're like, you're badass. And then you're sober and you're like, oh, you're also missing a tooth and that's weird, right? But like, you're invested now, like you're invested. And he meets these kids. And then when you break up with said dude with hot mohawk, and the kids are like, I don't want to brush my teeth. I'm like, do you want to be a pirate like Mel? Do you want to be weird like that guy? No, you don't. Brush your teeth. Like, your teeth will fall out, and that's how you get children to brush their teeth. It did. That's real fucking life, you guys. That guy was a piece of shit. Clearly because his teeth were falling out of his head. Here, okay, so Chad makes fun of me a lot for this, but I accidentally started dating him and I didn't know he was homeless, okay? I didn't know. This is what happened. I went to Arizona for a friend's wedding and they thought it was really funny that I was single. So I was like, oh, you think it's so funny? You think it's really cool being single? It's not. Look, this Tinder thing is hard. And so I had to like explain to them how Tinder worked, right? Which I deleted less than 6 months later when people were screenshotting my profile and texting it to me. That's not a very nice thing to do. Fellow comedians, I know who you are. None of them are in this room. So I was explaining to them Tinder, and they were like, you should swipe on this guy, and you should on this guy. And then someone came up, and he was cliff jumping, and he had a bare butt, and I was like, that's a nice butt. Like, I want to talk to that person. Why is he base jumping with a mohawk, and he's not wearing pants? Like, what's happening? Well, I never wound up meeting him that weekend, but he did wind up messaging me. We talked for like 3 hours on my way home from the airport that day. It was awesome. And then we talked like every fucking day for an entire month. I was like, listen, man, if we don't meet, it's never gonna fucking happen. So I'm flying back out to Arizona and we're gonna hang out for a weekend and see what happens. It was the best fucking sex I've ever had, you guys. It was amazing. But here's how he tricked me, right? He's like, listen, I got a roommate thing. We're just gonna go to a hotel for the weekend, right? And like, it was so fancy. It had like the kitchen spread or whatever, and he made eggs and like, oh my God, it was amazing. So I didn't fucking know that he was homeless. I didn't know. I had no idea until I was like, listen, I'm living in Illinois at the time, and he's like, listen, I know you want to move to Los Angeles. I'm just a private contractor. I don't really have clients right now, so like, I can come live with you and help you move to LA, okay? And I was like, that sounds great. Sounds great. So he moved in with me after like 3 months of talking on the phone and 1 weekend of amazing sex. I didn't think very clearly. And that's what happens when you go through a divorce, you guys. You meet a man who's homeless and you don't fucking know it. He gives you some good D and makes you eggs and you're like, I'm all about it. Thank you.
That's just normal.
That's normal?
That's natural.
If you knew the way that story ended, you'd be like, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Listen. He wound up punching me, okay? I know. It was so dumb. Like, it was over something so fucking dumb. Like, he threw a tantrum, buried my birth control in the mud, right? It's so great. I feel like I'm doing an episode of, like, is this really happening to me? That's what I feel like I'm doing right now. And I got really, so I was just laughing, exactly as you did, Sarah, and I was digging it out of the mud, and I was like, whatever, like, what are you, a dog, like, trying to piss on me? This is weird, right? And so he grabs it, and he was like, you whore with your whore pills, and I was like, I don't think so, over the, on his face or whatever. And I walk away, like, politely and calmly, and next thing I know, on the back of my head, and I was like, oh my God, this is the end of my day, like, this is the end of my life, I'm not gonna make it out of here. So I've been, like, PTSD, like, motorcycle, like, the whole fucking 9 yards. And I know that he's, like, somewhere in LA, and he pretends to do stand-up, so, like, every time I go into an open fucking mic, I'm like, is he coming, And it doesn't help that I decided to, like, somehow he like passed into my thoughts the other day, and I was like, oh God, I wonder what that fucker's up to. Like, I haven't thought about him in like a year and a half at least, right? So I look on Twitter, and it's all like he's blocked me, like I can't say shit, and it's all stuff like, yeah, can you help me bury the body, and like all this fucking weird shit where I was like, he's been trying to like plot my death. So here we go, PTSD all over again, you guys. Fuck yeah, I know, it's a crazy story. So that's what happened to me. Don't get divorced, and if you do, seriously, don't fucking date for like at least a year. I promise you, you don't need to do it. You don't need to do it. There's no amount of D that's worth it. All right, so that's me. Thank you for listening to that crazy fucking story. I don't think I've ever told that. You can laugh, you guys. It's okay. Like, I'm fine. Although, if you have like a Twitter or like a working Facebook account, I'd be like, let's stalk him. Like, does he know what I'm doing? I don't need to know. I don't need to know. The less I know, the better. Ignorance is bliss. Hyro, you are on deck. Come to the stage. You guys ready for your first comedian? Come to the stage right now. Please give a warm round for Emmanuel. Right.
Alright, going in this bucket, let's do this. Improv comedy. We got favorite family member. Alright, favorite family member. I was just thinking about her today. I don't know if she's my favorite, but I'm gonna go with my sister Kenya. Kenya, she thinks out of the box. For instance, she just hit me with a text saying, I'm going to celebrate my birthday the day after Easter. And her birthday is really on September the 25th. And I was like, okay, that's different. The day after Easter. She's like, no, you gotta hear me out. Like, the whole family will be together. I just feel like it'd be a good time to just have my birthday. Because it's like, we're already here, we're already off work. Let's just have my birthday. I was like, okay, cool. So we're not gonna celebrate your birthday in September? And she hits me with, no, we're gonna celebrate that birthday too. I actually wanna celebrate my birthday from last year. I didn't really do much. She's the first trans birthdayist ever, man. First trans. Once liberals get a hold of this, man, like, man, we're all gonna have 2 birthdays. It's gonna be my second birthday. My birthday is June 5th, which is like, it's cool. It's like in the middle. No, that's actually Gemini. And now, like, all the women in this room hate me. If you go on Tinder and you tell a woman you're Gemini, oh my gosh. Ooh, you're one of those? Like, what does that mean? I don't even believe in signs. She's like, well, that's what Gemini say. It's part of being a Gemini. It's just great, man. She's living in Utah right now, Moab, Utah. She's building houses. I have no idea. She went to Brown University, studied business, graduated like cum laude, whatever. I went to San Francisco State University, so I don't know big words like she does, but she graduated from Brown University, and then she decided to ride a bike all the way from Brown to California with this like little crew. So she was like it was about like 16 white people and my sister, and they rode across the country. And occasionally they would stop at a city and they would help, you know, with whatever was happening. Sometimes it was religious stuff, they were in a religious organization. And sometimes they would just build houses, just to build houses. And now she's building houses in Utah. Yeah. My sister. Great person. She's also the person that used to snitch on me for watching SpongeBob. I didn't appreciate that. My mom, really religious, you know, anytime she read something in the newspaper, she would like believe in it. So it'd be like, Harry Potter's the devil, can't read Harry Potter. She stormed into my 2nd grade class with Mr. Dutro to tell everybody that I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter. And that was the first book I read in the library, but that's besides the point. My sister, she was a goody two-shoes, so anytime my mom said don't do something, she would go tell on me. And I thought it was like an agreed upon thing that like, okay, mom's tripping off this whole SpongeBob thing, we don't need to snitch, just because he said stupid on one episode, but she snitched. 1 week, no SpongeBob, no video games. I had to go outside. It was horrible. So when I met my friend Patrick Appleby, he had Grand Theft Auto, so maybe that was a good thing. I made a friend. Learned about Grand Theft Auto. Still watch SpongeBob. I don't know where this is going. My sister. Why am I still talking about my sister? Which is weird.
Because she's your favorite.
I've never talked about her this much in my life. You know what? I don't know if she is my favorite. We used to fight a lot. I don't have any favorite family members, to be honest. Like, I have my Uncle Eric, who's just like that drunk uncle. He's cool. Always has good ideas for me. He's like, you know, you out there living in LA, you're not married yet, so you should just go out, be wild, be free. So what does that mean, Uncle? He's just like, You know what I mean? Just like go out, be wild, be free. Like, what are you into? Cocaine? I'm like, what, uncle? Like, I don't know. Like, dude, I'm 50, man. Why are you recommending cocaine to a 27-year-old? This is a good idea. I like my uncle. I'm black, now I'm just talking about me being black. This is great. Belize has a population of 400,000 people. I don't know why I told you that, but it's a very believable fact. I talked to a dude from Belize today and he told me that. And now I'm a Belizer. This is horrible comedy. Alright, you know what? I'm done. My name is Emmanuel Wright. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Hey, here's a really cool leprechaun hat for you.
Fucking St. Patrick's Day, that's what it is. We're all lucky in here, that's what's going on. Courtney and Presto, you're on deck. Come to the stage right now, please give it for Haro Ochai!
Thank you, Maggie. All right, let's see what we got here. Never mind, we're not.